Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman. With me is special guest Abid Benwali. What's happening, brother?
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too.
Just getting done with some training. That's why I look like a mess, my G.
Dude, did you like the picture? Did you like the picture that I put up for the promo of the show? Did you see it?
I don't know why you put that picture up, man. That's like that's like 18-year-old me and Jero, bro.
You look angry.
Yeah, man. That picture's from like what, 2007?
I'm not even sure. You and Jero. Jero's is like the same mean mug.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we just got done with the training. They still out there working.
I see
Hopper,
that.
Kuratulu, Robert, Sue.
Man.
Bunch of people still out there getting some work in, but
a lineup of heavy hitters out there. That's cool.
My old
how was training tonight? Was it all right?
It was good, man. I was just real tight. I was trying to push it with my leg, but Muay Thai training last night have my legs a little bit tight right now. I didn't ice. I watched Top Gun last night instead.
Yuck. Wait, you say you watched the Top Gun?
Yeah, the old one though. I needed a refresher before I go see the new one, man. I heard it's crazy, so I wanted a quick refresher.
That's smart. So, all right. Yo, Jero might join us. He might not. But that's cool, right?
Jero,
am I right?
He's finishing up training right now. I know he's got to head out to get ready for the Battle at the Beach event. USA Sport Karate event this weekend in Clearwater, Florida. He's got to get ready for that early in the morning. So I'm not sure. He might jump on the ride home, but no promises. So it might just be me and you solo.
That's what I'm talking about. But yo, before we get too deep into this,
or maybe I can not forget to mention in here, man. Hold on.
Inside Scoop is sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. The Virtual Fight Tour has a big deal going. Oh, speaking of someone who's going to be on the Virtual Fight Tour, he was a vet in the Virtual Fight Tour. He's going to be back there again. My guy, John Curatolo. John Curatolo is good.
It's good.
It is. I forgot.
See what happens when you pull on special guests? You get other special guests, my friend.
Yes.
Dude, this is cool. Can you, John, can you believe that?
I got a whole lineup in the room.
A T-shirt was created just by a comment on the show, just about you. I wear it often. I wore it last week when I was training. Not even joking.
I have one of my students wearing one today too. Yeah, Jacob Neal.
Yo, man, I need one of those shirts.
I gotta get you one.
And I'm gonna wear it next week when I put work on this dude on the mat.
True talk on this. So I'm at the gym one time and I'm wearing it, and I'm getting these. It looks like this. These guys are looking at me because I'm just at the gym. They're like, dude, who's John Curatolo? Yep. And then there's
Devin Hopper with the special guest appearance. You want me to go get that guy?
Look at this.
Yeah.
This is like all-star row right now. All right. Hey, John. So I was just mentioning that we're sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Are you guys planning on doing the Put Up or Shut Up? Are you guys going to be in the big team event in September?
I haven't heard about it. I'm in the middle of buying a house and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
Congratulations, my brother.
Yeah.
Yo, Devin, are you going to be in the Put Up or Shut Up Virtual Fight Tour event?
What is that?
Stop.
What is that?
Educate.
Nobody tells us down here in Florida. Yeah, we are.
All right. So the Put Up or Shut Up, here's how it goes. Each team, and this is right before the King of New York, right? So
it's the
day before. So each team puts up a K, right? Winner take all, right? And that's what it is. So
however many teams enter, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter how many. If there's 3 teams, if there's 20 teams, boom, there you go.
That.
And If you enter, you compete in the King of New York the next day for free.
I like that.
So
This is Jesse Ray's event.
This is Jesse Ray's event,
and they're streaming it on Virtual Fight Tour.
Yeah, he'll probably have it on my Juventex.
Okay,
but yeah, it'll be.
Shout out to Jesse Ray, man.
That sounds.
Shout out to Jesse Ray, man. Real talk.
You guys have been talked about a lot. Yo, Devin, we talked about you, Jackson Rudolph.
Is this a 3-man team or a 5-man team, sir?
I don't know.
That's a true question.
Confirmation.
I don't know.
We can get confirmation. Mr. Ray in the comments, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't even have the comments open right now. I don't know. I can't see the viewer comments. I should pull up my phone. But yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
I'm gonna definitely try to get involved, man, especially King of New York.
Yeah.
I always like to support Jesse, so we'll be out there for sure.
Have you guys been to King of New York before?
Yes. I'm not.
You guys,
Mr. Hopper, not myself.
It's a great tournament. Even when it's a one-day event, but you get a lot of fighting, and it's
on a Sunday, correct?
I think it was on a Sunday. Yeah, they normally do Sundays, but yeah, it's a good event. You always get good fights in New York, so it's a lot of bodies, a lot of fighters, good quality. So
might need to check this out. This sounds legit. I'm in. My interest is peaked.
Of course you're in, man. You're good. Hey, we were going to talk about a little bit about some of the stuff that's coming up. The battle's coming up in a couple weeks. Is everybody here? Are you guys all going to be at the battle?
Yeah, I am.
Sir, I will be officiating at the Battle of Atlanta. Oh, God.
Anybody who's anybody is at the battle. Is what I'm gathering. What is it? God willing. All right. Dope. Okay, so you guys got any predictions for how this is gonna go? I mean, you guys got any buzz? That's all I can hear about is it's basic.
Time out. Like, to ask a lightweight and a heavyweight the predictions are heavyweight grand winner.
Oh, TDE takes everything.
Oh,
good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Oh,
all right.
He just mic dropped. On you guys, man.
Yep. Hey,
to be fair, Alex, I'm not gonna make predictions personally. When I'm at events officiating, I try to hold myself as a judge to be as impartial as possible.
All right, that's cool.
I like a lot of fighters, regardless of if I've ever fought with them, trained with them, been on a team with them, fought against them. I'm a fan of the sport. So when I judge, I have the best seat in the house, and I feel I have the job to. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna call the call that I saw, and I want the better fighter that day to be the victor in that fight. So as far as predictions go, man, the word is battle is going to be stacked. Teams is going to be stacked. Open weight's going to be stacked. Divisions are going to be stacked. So personally, I would say it's really anybody's game.
Yo, so all right, you mentioned you're going to be officiating at the battle. Was that like
that is the plan? God willing.
Was that by request?
Yes, sir. Shout out to Mr. Ruth. There was many official requests, judges' requests by the promoters of Battle of Atlanta, specific to fighting. Some of the judges will only be judging fighting. That's going to be their sole focal point. Some will do fighting and forms, and then some will only do forms and weapons. But I believe that there were hand-picked officials. I don't want to give any spoilers, so to speak. I don't know that anything is hidden information, but shout out to Mr. Ruth for really, putting the competitors first.
And I was wondering
to have a good lineup.
Did Greg ask you after Chicago, after AKA?
Greg asked me last year at Atlanta.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Greg. So last year in Atlanta, I ended up judging open weight and teams by fighter requests. Fighters came up to me. I was there to fight on Saturday. I was just a spectator, just there to have fun. bunch of fighters asked me to jump in. I said, I don't have a shirt. I'm not here to judge, but if you get me a shirt, I'll jump in there. So I jumped in Friday. I judged open weight and teams with it was me, Jero, and Mr. Garrett. We did a rotation. We rotated centers every fight. I believe it ran well. I believe the fighters got the best bang for the buck, not just in our ring, but in the other rings as well. But after that event, Mr. Ruth said, hey, I will be reaching out to you. I want to make sure that you're here next year. So I said, yes, sir, absolutely. And, you know,
here's why I asked if it was after Chicago, because AKA, dude, you ran phenomenal rings. And
he always does.
Well, and it's like, that's why I wondered if it was by request, if it was by fighter request, or if it was by promoter request.
If it wouldn't sound bad for me to do, I would request Obeda, because I know it's going to be a fair fight every single time.
Word.
I mean, exactly. I can't tell you how many times he's looked at me and called me out on me trying to like sway the call, like, you know what I mean? Like me being like, no, I didn't hit my guard. I remember specifically this argument, and I kept looking at him, no, I hit my guard, and he was like, no, it didn't. And I was like, yeah, it did. Look where my hands are. And he's like, I watched where it hit, and I was like, no, but look where my hands are. Don't talk about where it hit. Talk about where my hands are. Like it was, yeah, there was a whole thing. But he was impartial the whole time. Doesn't matter who you are.
You know what that sounds like to me, though? That sounds like it's just, and I don't know what it's like when you guys are training. You guys just got done training. Mm-hmm. But when we train, there's a fair amount of trash talk, right? That interaction sounded to me like you guys are just jabberjaws when you guys are training.
I'm gonna be real. I don't like. So it depends on the night, who the fighters are. But to be honest, most of the time we just get to work, man. We get to work I can't really explain it unless you've ever been to Florida and come to one of our open fight trainings, which, you know, during US Open, we'll get people to come in. Florida in general, man, any given night, you got 5 people in the room that could win their division at a national. Like no egos. Everybody is like, yo, like we're fighting. Yo, good point. You know what I mean? Like Robert, have a good night, my brother. I
like that guy.
Yeah, Robert's a good dude, man. I enjoy fighting him. Keeps you on your toes, man. Heavy hitter, man. I love heavy hitters.
You guys don't trash talk at all.
It's the trash talk is not like, yo, I'm whooping you. It's like, I'm going to let my hands and my feet do the talking. You know what I mean? And your response is going to be with your hands and your feet. We might talk about it afterward, but we give props where props are due. I will say when I'm trash talking, it's to my students.
Dude,
it'll be to Devin Hopper, because Devin gets mad when I trash talk him. Brandon DeZuzio, Junior Ortiz. It'll be to my students a lot of the time. It won't be to John. Sometimes I'll trash talk to John because I know John. Can we go live on Facebook?
No.
Oh, yeah, like, you know, sometimes I'll trash talk to John and he'll, I don't know, it'll wake him up a little bit.
Sometimes you need that.
My trash talk personally will come based on how the person is fighting me. If they're chilling, I'm gonna talk trash because it'll wake them up. Or I'm gonna hit him with something to be like everybody.
If you ain't gonna be like, man, you can't kick me today. You ain't got no kicks today.
I ain't gonna say that because I'm old.
That is me all the time.
Any of these guys can hit me, man. I'm old, man.
Actually, it's surprising we don't have that ever like really happen. Nobody's ever doing it out of like, I don't know, in bad humor. Like it's always like good. Like he'll, like you said, he'll trash talk me sometimes, but like it's usually to get me to work. Like it's get me to do something and realize that I'm leaving something open, and like, you know, after two, like
I will be honest with you, I 5-0'd John earlier tonight.
What?
That's what I'm talking.
John, you didn't hit me, bro. I hit you with 3 step-in back fists. I got you with a body punch, and I'm pretty sure I kicked you.
Body punch. I don't know. I don't remember 3 back fists.
Well, I slapped you with them back fists.
I don't remember them back fists.
Hey, the good thing is I got cameras. Should I pull up the cameras to the school?
I would love to see that. I thought part of this was going to be us fighting.
Say that again.
Do you record everything?
We just have cameras in the school.
That's dope.
They're always recording.
Security measures.
I sometimes
cameras in this school.
I pull them up on my cameras. Like I got one from
Mr. Dingman. I believe most martial artists have cameras in their schools.
Yeah, I know. I just never bothered to look at them.
It's for the instant replay.
Yeah, it's just so I know John got 5-0'd.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I'm gonna screen record and post this later.
What's your call? It didn't touch me.
Yo, okay. So we talked about. I mean, predictions, no predictions. That's cool.
What's your predictions, young man?
Dude, well, maybe we'll get to that. But I think what I want to talk about more is like, it's not necessarily just the battle, although it's the biggest event. Maybe it'll be the biggest event all year. You know what I mean? I mean, what are going to be the biggest events this year?
For fighting, I would argue it will be the biggest event.
I think it probably will.
I want to say
the biggest tournaments are probably going to be the battle, the open, maybe the diamonds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people show up to the diamonds, absolutely.
Of those.
Hey, but you can't, when we talk about volume of fighters, though, you can't count out Pan Am's either.
No, you absolutely can't. And when is Pan Am's? And now it's got Ray Bryant is in it now. He's involved. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know.
I don't know that we should.
What?
I'll just.
Let's not. You go ahead.
I got word that earlier today, Mr. Bryant passed away.
Timeout.
Yeah.
You're messing with me.
No, I'm being dead serious. That's why we got that weird, awkward.
Maybe don't say that word. All right. Okay. Well, we should take a moment. All right, to at least this caught me off guard. Holy
condolences to the family, his wife, his students.
Yeah, this show just took a left turn, but that's okay. We can't just ignore that and move on. No way, right? You got to acknowledge the man. My goodness. So, all right, he's a Central Floridian, right?
Yeah.
So you guys knew him, at least saw him around a fair amount, at least.
First judge at my first tournament.
Okay, so very familiar with the guy. I'm not that familiar with him. What I remember of Ray Bryant is that he tried bringing back the SAP fighting tribe thing in the States. So they got some good looking stuff, and I mean it was so challenging to try to get some of that stuff because that stuff's high class living martial arts gear. But man, I feel so sad now. He passed away.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
Anybody hear how?
We have some details, but I have respect for the family. I haven't had the opportunity to speak with Mouse. I didn't know if I was even going to bring it up, and if I did, I was going to maybe bring it up at the end of the show. But yeah, condolences.
Well, at least we know what the awkward looks were back and forth now. My goodness. All right. Well, can't really segue from that. Speaking of guys dying, let's talk about karate tournaments. Doesn't exactly work like that, but you got to do it somehow. So, well, what I was going to say was, and we'll bring him back up again later in the show. What I was going to say is what I was most excited about seeing. There's a few things. Well, one, I'm excited about the buzz of it being a large tournament, and then the fact that, hey, I want to see, is anybody really pushing? Can anybody really beat Morgan? Right? And Katana got a match from her at the Diamonds, and then Morgan said, nope, you got one. I got the rest of them. I got them all. Right? So,
look, man,
the women are fast, man. I'm watching them. I just don't think that they're powerful.
I don't know that there is anyone big enough, strong enough, fast enough to give her a good run on a consistent basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm a fan of a lot of the female fighters that are out there, and again, maybe future will change that, but at the present moment, if Miss Plowden is healthy, someone prove me wrong.
And it's almost, do we kind of feel sad saying that too? Like there is no competition.
What's there to feel sad about?
Isn't that what
there's nobody even to hold a candlestick in the States. You know what I mean?
We all trained to be.
Yeah, well,
what I want to be.
Hey, at the end of the day, man, like somebody that should be someone's motivation. If that's not your motivation, if your motivation is not, I need to beat Morgan, I need to consistently, more than one event, win the grand. If that's not your motivation, then what's your motivation?
But do you feel like, I was thinking about this like a week or so ago. Do you feel like, and I kind of feel this way, like if you beat her, you're immediately looked at like you're one of the best in the world. Just like that. If you beat her at a tournament, I think you're immediately thought of like, are you one of the best in the world? Just like that.
So look, last year at, I believe it was the US Open in women's teams, I'm not sure if it was Jimena or...
No, it was the other one.
It was Alexi? Is it Alexi?
I think it was. Yes.
The young girl from...
on Team Legend, right?
No, Revolution, I believe.
Is that okay? I'm thinking of a different one then.
Maybe I'm wrong. But I want to say point-wise, she beat Morgan, but I don't even know if she got out of division the next day or what happened with that the next day. So, like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you beat her for the over, let's say
if you beat her in the overall,
you're immediately thought of as you're one of the best in the world.
Okay, but then what happens the next event?
But I can't
you
think
don't
of
make
a
it
time.
out of division or you lose the overall.
But
unless
I can't
you're
think
consistently
of a time
in the contention, if you're consistently winning division and in the contention for the overall, I could agree with that. But that's just my, I don't know, John.
I mean, you kind of summed that up.
Look, at the end of the day, look, let's take John for example, because I'm not in any contention for anything, right? Like John could still go win his division every event. He could. He's a contender for his division. But when's the last time John was in the running for the overall? Every single time. And I'm saying this right now to his face, live on whatever we're streaming to wake him up. So in 2 weeks, maybe this dude will bring some noise, right? But like, if I'm showing up to the event, where the lightweights at? I don't know who's on the lightweight side. James Poor. I don't know if Bailey's still a light or if he's on the head. If I'm those guys, am I thinking about John Curatolo? I like to
get his name right. It's John Curatolo.
I like to say John Curatolo. It sounds cooler. But look, that's my point though. Until people like want to knock you off, until you're that guy, and I don't really know if there's that guy right now, period. Forget talking women. You're bringing up Miss Plowden. All respect to Miss Plowden. Who's that contender in the men's lightweight or heavyweight right now? Which is why I said I have no prediction. This is anybody's game. There's nobody right now. I feel
right here.
There's nobody I feel right now that's like hands down, boom, it's in the bag. Nobody.
No, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I agree with that.
Are you going to tell me, with everybody in attendance, you would pencil in anybody in the heavyweight side outside of Avery Plowden or Cam Dawson?
Yeah.
Stop. No, you would not. Who?
Why?
Who would you pencil in ahead of those guys?
I told you, I'm judging, man. But look, at the end of the day.
John, come on. John, bring some truth here, John.
Who has beat Avery Plowden?
On the heavyweight side?
Yes.
Nobody.
Nobody? Do your research, young man.
On the heavyweight side, man.
Avery's won every overall that he's gone to?
I can't think of one in years where he's lost, man.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is fuel for Avery to win or for Cam to win. At the end of the day,
that's the crazy thing is when they're fighting,
Cam win
one of them is or the other one is.
Did Cam win the overall in Chicago? He won the heavyweight overall, but did he win the overall in Chicago? Did he win the cup?
He didn't win the cup. That was Darren Payne.
Okay.
But that's not what
I'm not saying names, but nobody is untouchable to me. No, there's no one that's untouchable. Everybody right now, not everybody, right? We know the big hitters in each division. But it's possible that a 170 could win the overall. It's possible the 180 could win the overall. You just said two guys that are 200.
A lot of candy canes and unicorns here, man.
You just said two guys that are 200 plus. You just said Cam and Avery.
Yes.
Those guys are both 200 plus.
Let's do it this way.
Nobody's beating the 200 plus.
No. I'm gonna ask John. John, would you on the heavyweight side, but the heavyweight overall, is there anyone outside of those two that you would pencil in to win the heavyweight overall?
80.
He fights 80. He's not considered heavy, is he?
Yeah, he's heavy.
Yeah, that's heavy. Devin's a wild card.
All right, now wait a minute. You would pencil in Devin ahead of Avery.
I didn't say it, but it can happen.
That's what I'm asking.
Day, man. Devin can pull it out.
Devin had a really good
something that I've sat there and gone, wow, Devin's actually doing
Devin had a great start to the year. That's for dang sure.
But he's always been like that. I fought him since I was a kid.
But that's not the question I asked.
I'm saying he has the capability.
Who won the last time they fought? I don't know the answer. I'm just asking.
I
know Devin made it in Chicago. He fought for the cup.
Devin beat him first round in Chicago once, but Avery got him. I think Avery got him back after that. But
Avery was in Chicago. Avery wasn't in Chicago.
This was a few years back.
Oh,
this was a few years back. Devin and Avery fought, and Devin beat him first round and shook up the tournament. But didn't win.
That means that Devin can do it.
I just know that both of them have gone back and forth with each other. They're no longer in the same division. They're both different fighters, right? My point is though, it's not. There's no solid winner. We could talk about somebody coming from 170. There might be somebody else at a 180 or 190.
All right, so let's just do that. Again. No. That's a great point. Let's do that.
I mean, look at
who are the contenders? The contenders out of 200 plus, and I think Avery's gonna find his way down to 190s. By the way, right?
Man, that boy been hitting the weights, man. I seen that man Avery Plowden looking swole up, man. He been in the gym, Mr. Dingman. I don't know, man. I don't know about 190s, man.
I think he will. I think you see that body fat percentage is like 3.5%. All right.
Fair enough.
So okay, so I think everybody
he's still young, so he could cut weight easy too.
Oh my gosh. You remember when you used to be able to think off of 5 pounds?
Hey man, in 2016, I fought 170 to 200 plus. It just depended on where my teammates were every event.
You were freaking crazy with that.
Yeah,
you would do it. You would go from like 170 to like 200.
Yeah.
Within 2.5 months. Who does that? And the other way, and then back the other way.
Yeah.
Who does that anyway? So let's just say. So we talked about those guys, the 190s and the 200s. I think that's what we would consider. All right, those would be the top contenders, and the 180s that's probably going to be Devin, right?
You got Stacks is in that division too. There's others, man. You got Rivas.
Yeah, man, the 180s is really.
It depends where these guys are coming in weight wise too, man. Like
how that bracket falls, right?
Yeah.
The bracket.
Romani's in that division too.
If you look at the last,
I don't know if Romani's been point fighting. He's been doing a lot of full contact.
I know.
He might be though, man. He might be there. Absolutely. See, and that's the thing. I don't know who's gonna be there. I can't. If you put the bracket in front of me right now, I can make predictions. if you gave me a bracket. I can't make predictions.
Sound like you want to make predictions.
Yeah,
it sounds like you want to
March. Give me the March Madness bracket, and I could give you the predictions.
It'd be crazy to see.
We got to make one.
That'd be cool.
Right.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a cool.
Same for the lightweight side, man.
The lightweight side is gonna be heck.
Man, I like young Ray, man. I like that kid. He's smooth.
Oh, of course. All right. What about the 170s? Who's even in the 170s? Now, if Elijah's there, okay,
Kevin,
Elijah
maybe?
fought 170. There is no way that guy is 170 pounds.
Who?
Elijah Everill.
Why is he not 170?
Are you kidding me?
Why is he not 170? I'm confused.
There's no way he weighs that much. No possible way. You've seen this man.
He's 6 feet.
Dude, he's like 16 feet. He is not 170 pounds.
He's 6 feet, and he's not like he's jacked or anything. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's tall. Like,
how
many times do people miss?
You think he's heavier?
You're tall for your divisions too,
I
John.
know. That's
You
why
think he's heavier? You think he's
not
heavier or he's
170.
lighter?
Ooh, Justice Floyd is in the 170s. That could be interesting.
Hey, man, are you seeing comments?
Yeah.
I can't.
You got to click the
man.
comments. Click the
Where are the
comments.
comments at? This is on Facebook. Oh, here we go.
No,
Oh,
click the comments.
there we go.
All right.
Boom. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. What's up, Terry? What's up, Jeff? Yeah, Elijah, Justice.
So I would think the way the chalk would go, you would think, all right, if Elijah's in the 170s, you would think Elijah. I think
Here's Jack.
the matchup, I think the division that intrigues me the most is the middleweight division because there's so many people. The middleweight division and then the lightweight division. They intrigue me the most. But let's keep going down.
150 to 159 and then 180 are your two divisions that intrigue you the most?
Nah, the 140s and the 180s.
What about the 139s, bro?
Well, you know who my guy is in 139s.
I hear he's pretty good.
Who's the 139 guy? I'll tell you right now.
For myself.
John freaking Curatullo, man.
Why not?
That's my guy.
For
That's my prediction. I'll tell you right now. Anyway, but the lightweight's super deep. So the 140s are really deep because you got, like you mentioned, James Poore. You got Tyson Ray.
James is 50 to 59.
Yeah.
Did he?
50 to 59. I judged that in Chicago. That was a deep division. 50 to 59 was deep in Chicago.
And not everybody was there. Like Tyreek wasn't there. He fights 140s. And you might say, if you said Tyreek's going to win the overall, you'd be like, yeah, I could totally see that, right?
I like that kid too.
And he wasn't even in the division there. And it was already stacked.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is another reason why I say it's anybody's game. I don't know how many of these guys, like John included, like some of these dudes, they be fighting amazing one day or one event, and then the next day or the next event they're a different fighter. Like I haven't seen John fight the way he fought in November last year at Pan Am's when Mr. Kelly was there. Like I hadn't seen him fight the way that he fought in a while.
You know what's interesting? This day, like right now, reminds me of about 20 years ago. So Jeff and I did a 2-episode show on the year 2000 because there's so many things changed right then. Rules changed, divisions changed, cultures changed, right? The way everything just kind of evolved, right? Wade was around in like 1997, 98, 99. But in 2000, he was like, I am the best fighter in the world, back the heck up. So things just snapped like that. But there was still so many guys that were like prominent guys in the 90s, like, you know, Reggie Perry, Mike Pombero, Preston Clements, you name it, right? So they were still around in the early 2000s. I think we're kind of looking at that right now. And some of those guys are there. Like, let's not forget, Jack Felton is still fighting.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Does he age? Like the last 15 years, it's been the same.
Yeah.
He's been the same guy.
Yeah. I'm still salty I never got to fight Jack.
It ain't easy.
Me and Jack would have fought on stage, Bluegrass 2002.
That was a good tournament.
They put 14-15. We were both 14-15. We were always in the same division, but I fought tall, he fought short. I lost to BJ. Rest in peace. He passed. BT Webb.
BT Webb.
He passed a few years back.
Yeah.
I lost to him. I took third. But yeah.
BT Webb's a local hero, man.
Yeah, man. It was a good fight, man. I still got that VHS. I got a lot of VHS tapes, man.
BT Webb is a damn local hero there, and he's phenomenal. I fought him in 05 at Bluegrass, and called my shot. Said I'm gonna hit him with a 360 round kick to the face first thing. Just watch it, and then I did, and the guy beat me. How the hell does that happen? Fast forward a couple weeks later, he's fighting with Greg Betlock and I on a team together. This dude, I want to tell you real quick, and then we'll move on to the rest of the show. This dude had Greg and I like really concerned because he doesn't like warm up. He doesn't warm up at all. He just sits in a chair and he just like slouches. This is warm up. He just sits like this. Nothing. Greg and I were young. We're like thinking you got to do drills. We're doing slide drills. We're blitzing at each other. We're doing all sorts of stuff. And BT's just sitting there like he was at a lunch meeting or something like that. So we're asking him like, bro, are you going to do anything? He's like, no, this is literally all my warm up is. I'm not going to do a dang thing. Very, very concerned. We were very concerned. Guy,
but he came to do his job though.
We went to the finals with him.
Yep.
That was a cool one. All right, so
yeah, I'm still salty. I never got to fight Jack Felton. It's all good though.
Jack, hey, you still got a shot.
Drive safe, my brother.
John, you taking off?
I have to.
It's awesome, man. So glad you were here.
I'm glad I got to be on, man. That's why I sat here for a little bit, but I gotta go. I got a whole bunch of things to do. You guys be easy and enjoy the show.
Man. Let me know.
Hey, good luck on the house hunting, brother.
Thank you. Oh, I got the house. I'm under contract, actually. So I'm just finishing up that, and that will be the week before battle.
That is a stressful time.
Yeah, always.
So I don't think there's any way I could predict anybody coming out of the 140s because you know who else is in the 140s? Enrique Latona.
Like I said, man, we'll see who shows up. Not only shows up and is present, but who shows up to fight.
Yeah, and then the 150s, we got Bailey. Our guy, I mentioned this to Jeff a couple weeks ago. Can you think
Bailey
of a
150?
Yeah. It's where he fights. He will fight wherever like he's at or wherever he's trying to chase Elijah at.
I thought he was heavier. I thought Bailey was 160s.
He's whatever division.
Some of these kids that were like 18, 19, 20, 21 in the last year or two, they finally getting grown man weight. So like
that's true.
Everybody except for John Cortulu, who gets lighter as he gets older. But most people they get a little more bulk on them. You know what I mean? As their
metabolism slows down.
What was that?
And their metabolism slows down. Isn't it interesting how when you hit the 30s, like the lightweight division is like 179 and under?
Yeah.
So I hope, basically just wrapping it up, I hope everybody who's a fighter is there. I just really hope that that's the case.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see good fights, man. I'm just excited for good fights, and I since Chicago, I haven't been able to be out at a national event. I've been here at locals, but as far as nationals go, I haven't made it out to any nationals. Just seen streams and such. So I'm excited to be there and be able to watch some great fights, man. Are you going to be there?
Not going to be there.
Yes, sir, Mr. Osborne. We do get front row seats.
Oh well, yeah. That's the best thing about doing it is because, and I've done that before where you go to a tournament and you don't got a team and you're like, I'll judge teams, because if you're not, you want it. What else? are you gonna try and do? Stand up on a chair so you can watch it? Those will be there. The only problem is when you make a call that people don't like and then they hate you.
Hey, look, man. You ran into some animosity in Chicago.
Oh my gosh. Why? But I don't understand. Like, why me?
Like, because you were making some bad calls, my brother.
I did not. No, I did not make any bad calls. What are you talking about?
Somebody in the comments let Mr. Dingman know he was making some bad calls, man.
No way. Nuh-uh.
All right.
No, there was that. What was it? That like 14, 15-year-old girl division. That's the one.
You did get yelled at. I heard about that. I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
No, it's. What was it? It was. I can't remember if it was Serafina Fish or if it was somebody else. Somebody sidekicked the girl, and one girl went to dive and punch. No fake whatsoever. No setup. No angle. Just went. And so the girl sidekicks her, and I'm like, well, it's 2 points. But the leg didn't fully extend. And I'm like, well, she couldn't physically fully extend it. And what kind of double standard? And then we literally had this argument. And I'm like, yeah, I know she didn't fully extend it, but she kicked her. She stopped.
Time out. So you stopped and we're having a discussion with the coach?
What happened? So
that's where you messed up. We got at least a few.
No, that part happened after the match. That part happened after the match.
Mr. Osborne's here. Mr. Walker's here. Man, you the judge.
That part happened after the match was over.
Control that ring, man. Keep it rolling.
So after the match was over, he comes up and he's like, hey, what's wrong with this? She didn't extend it. I'm like, I know, but she hit her and stopped her, right? What did you want me to do? Award the other girl a punch for getting slammed, right? In the solar plexus? Like, oh, yeah, here's your point. What the heck's wrong with you? Why would you even come over and argue with me knowing that your fighter just got slammed, right?
Yeah.
So, and his whole hang up was that the kick didn't fully extend. I'm like, it wasn't physically possible to extend. And he goes, yeah, it has to fully extend to score. I'm like, well, what kind of double standard is that? Like, it can't fully extend because she's there, right? However, you would award a punch that doesn't fully extend and comes like this. You want me to award that? Yeah. That's easier to do.
At the end of the day, man, it's about the consistency of how the calls are made within not only that ring, but just ring to ring. Because when you're controlling the ring, the fighters adjust to how the calls are being made.
Well, a certain amount of that is just like an umpire, but you should know what it's going to be going in. Points are hard to get, man. I don't like penalty points because they're hard to get. On the higher your level gets, the harder they are to acquire, and time is not on your side. So it's like, let's
don't make an infraction. You won't be penalized.
Whatever.
No warnings, man. Straight to penalty points.
Whatever.
No warning.
Well, all right. Hey, we did a little bit of talking about what the buzz would be like. How about this? What are some of the rules? You're going to be a ref. Sir. What are some of the rules that we need to look at and being like, all right, really, as a whole, we need to look at this, and this needs to change now?
I think the proposed rule changes that had come out at the beginning of the year, I think it's moving in the proper direction. I personally, I'm not a fan of 2-point body kicks. That's probably one of the big ones, and just making everything very black and white. So rules are not open to subjectivity. When there's gray area involved and judges have to make a decision, that's where one ring is doing it different than the other. Rules have to be set up to where it can be very just solid, continuous across the board. Mr. Bisbee put in the chat, injury timeouts, something that we do down here in Florida. in our local leagues, really there aren't injury timeouts, right? Ask a fighter, do you need a medic? No, fight. And
now,
in Chicago, that was the verbiage that we used. I know you were on stage with me cornering. That was pretty much the verbiage. And as a center, you also need to, because there was a few shakeups in our ring. A few people got hit hard. There was a few people that got rung. And you just need to know the shots that may have rung someone, watch the fighters, and be aware of when a medic is truly necessary, opposed to burning clock or things of that nature. I proposed, I put in, there's a judge's email thread, having medics ringside while the fights are going on, even not saying like one medic per ring, but the medics just be posted between
one per
three
or four rings.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of the medics being kind of centrally located for the entire tournament, I don't know how often medics are called to forms and weapons rings. Injuries happen. I remember in Chicago, it might have been Salif hurt his foot doing forms.
That was the only one. But see, the only times they're ever called, it's immediate because the form's done now. It is impossible to win anything. So if they ever have to stop, form's competitor has to stop, it's over. It is absolutely over. And that's why I try to explain to people how much physically harder forms is to perform and win than fighting. Because in forms, if you did a punch and your thumb was like this, just one punch, that's it. It's over. You will win nothing the whole weekend. You won't win your division. You won't win a grand. You might not place. It's over for a small infraction. You make a horrible move, right, in fighting. You slip, you stand there, someone jump spin kicks you in the face. Pow. Man, that was messed up. He's got 3 points now. You can win that fight. That could happen every single time you fight, and you could be undefeated, the tournament champion. Oh my gosh, this guy's amazing, screwing up in a major way every single time they perform. So in forms, it's impossible. You have to literally
do forms.
That's why I can't, man.
Forms hurt, man.
I can't do forms.
But I did tell Jeff Doss that I was going to try to compete in weapons again this year at some point.
Dude, we've been talking about your nunchucks too.
Yo, chill though, man. I'm not even trying to rush that. I'm trying to take my time with it, sir.
So, well, the other thing, so let's just call it the elephant in the room with what was happening in Chicago, though. What was really happening is the fighters figured out really, really quickly that they could use this as another timeout, right? You come in, twisted my ankle. Get the medic, knowing that it's going to take the medic 3.5 minutes to get there. Once the medic gets there, that's when the clock starts.
But when did that happen in Chicago, though?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
I don't remember that.
Every ring I centered in on Saturday, that was happening.
Well, that's your fault.
Listen. What
that's your fault.
No, it ain't, man.
It didn't happen in my ring. It didn't happen for open weight or teams.
Listen, you go up to a fighter and you say,
"We're trying to fight. We're trying to fight, my brother."
Listen to this guy.
If you hurt, you hurt. But if you hurt, we fighting. Let's go.
So you go up to him and you say, "Listen, do you want a medic or are you fighting?" They go, "No, I want a medic." What are you gonna do? Say, "No, you're effing lying." Even though you know they are, they're lying, but what are you gonna do? It's like, all right, fine. You found a way to cheat the system. It's not my job to police this. Whatever. Bringing them on. And I told the medics a few times, I said, listen, just sit in these chairs. Just hang tight. Yeah. They go, no, our booth is up there. And I'm like, I guarantee you're going to be called back here in like 6 minutes. So just hang tight. Right? So you're right when you say they should have medics like one per cluster of rings. Right? So that way, and they can be there. And I hate referencing this tournament so much. Like we're just all about it. But let's just be honest. What tournament did it the best that way?
What you mean?
Irish Open did. All right,
Oh,
because they had medics staring in the corner at 4 rings, knowing I'm responsible for one of these rings. Okay, and so then when they get called, they are already there, right? So, and I don't want to just keep saying Irish Open, but they did that. I've not seen one done like that as well. All right.
Yeah.
So that was very well done.
As I said,
Ward does a good job of getting them all to be volunteers too, which is amazing.
Yeah, shout out again to Mr. Ruth and the Battle of Atlanta and everybody that's a part of it. I know we always talk about, hey, what these rules got to change and this has to change and that has to change, but I feel that there are promoters that are for the positive movement and look at the customer service side of things regarding the competitors. And again, just shout out to them, for even just the little things, man, that they try and do to make improvements. Because again, I'm not going to say any names or call anybody out, but there's events that they just do it the way they do it. They're not worried about listening to anybody. They don't want input. They're not looking for anyone's point of view because they know people are probably going to show up the following year, whatever the case may be, is right.
They're content with what they have and they don't want
absolutely.
They don't want to do nothing
complacency, else. But I do like a lot of what's going on. I heard a little bit about the challenge that you mentioned, the team challenge you mentioned, Mr. Ray's going to be doing before King in New York. And I just like, the positive things that are going along with the sport. Just got to keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling.
I think it's 3-man. I think it's a 3-man team.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Do you know the date by chance off the top of your head?
Not at the top. Well, I know it's the day before King of New York. So
what's the date of King of New York?
I can't remember. I think it's mid-September. So I think it's either the 16th or the 23rd.
Okay.
Is when the put up or shut up is going to happen.
Okay.
So that is going to be the biggest thing. I have loved every single fight card that VFT has done, but Don, I don't know how many teams have signed up. I have no clue. They don't give me that kind of information because I'll just say it. I've loved every single fight card that there's been, and so I think this break of no VFT is maybe a good thing at the same time because now tournaments are back in person again. We're here. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of back in person, man, it's the summertime. And now we're doing tournaments in the summer. I mean, we always think about, like the ones right now, the Battle, the Open.
Yeah, two weekends apart, man.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite or of all time favorite tournaments in the summer? Well, or maybe what was your one favorite?
I really loved Bluegrass, man, when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah, that was that was a good event. Charlie Lee Nationals was a great event. But
that was in the spring though.
It was. I know you said summer, but I just think great events resonate, or they start with great leadership, promotion, trickle down from there, It's just the feel, the energy, the atmosphere. And maybe I'm just reminiscent to when I was young and, just the energy.
It was definitely
a little bit different. So
it was definitely an amazing time, man. I love that tournament. That was by far my favorite. Right?
Yeah. I didn't like Capitals when I was a kid, man, because I didn't like competing on concrete, man.
Oh, well. See, that's the thing. When you're young, you just bounce. None of that stuff matters.
That's why I stopped doing forms, man. I wasn't trying to, the last time I flipped, I was probably 15, man, because
I swear
to you, man, Man, when you 200 pounds at 15 and you fall, it don't feel good, Alex. I wasn't having that anymore, man.
Yo,
I'm just being real.
So I kind of got used to the concrete one. I mean, I tore my PCL. This isn't at the New England Open. This is pre-Joe Greenhaw ownership. This is when Rich Baptista owned it. And I like that guy. He's a cool dude. But yeah, it's when they would just roll out.
Most events we were on carpet.
Now that was great. When you're in the hotel carpet.
I don't remember having mats ever as a junior. I don't remember having mats until after I came back from like I stopped doing sport karate like in 2004.
I don't think mats were really like common.
Face shields didn't
until
exist.
Like 05 or 06. That's where
I was
They
gone.
weren't really like a solidified thing.
Yeah.
They were around. Events didn't use them so much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, but that's what we do, man. You bounce off of that stuff, man. When you're like 18, 19, 20 years old, it's concrete, whatever. You bounce.
And now we can't
go. You'll have a bruise. Tomorrow you'll be running again.
Yeah.
At 40.
Hey, shout out to Edgar Cordova, man. That dude, he got like, man, this dude does everything.
Everything. And he's like 67 years old doing
Nah,
I know he's not.
He's not like
40. He's in his early 40s.
I think he's 40, yeah. But he does.
I think he was like, I thought he would say he was 41
weapons, and he fights. And he's good at all of it, man.
Very good. Dude, he's been active this year.
Yeah. Dude's doing like 8 divisions in a tournament. I judge at a tournament. I'm done.
Hey, you know what? Are your kids going with you to Atlanta, or is it just you?
It'll just be me.
Do you ever bring your kids to tournaments? Or Jamie?
If they were gonna compete, yeah.
I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine.
My son hasn't competed in any nationals.
Yeah, I know.
Locals.
I think I remember you telling me that. But would you ever bring them to a tournament? Just even if it's just to go and hang. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they sometimes come out to the US Open, but they don't necessarily they're not there the whole weekend, and they'll come and they'll like hang out at the pool or something.
Does it do anything for them?
I don't know. I'm not here's the thing, man. I'm not one of those, I don't push the kids to go and compete. My son, I put him to first go fight in a tournament. It was his decision. This is when I was active, probably in 2016, 2017. I was coming home. I bring trophies. I would give him a trophy. I'd give my daughter a trophy. And he said, "Dad, I don't want your trophies anymore. I want to win my own trophy." I said, "All right, Z, cool, man. Well, you got to train, man. You got to get serious. You got to go to a tournament." So, he was young, and threw him out there just a beginner belt, and he did a bunch of events, and, he took off for a little bit. He played lacrosse for several seasons. He went back, he jumps in and out, but I don't push him heavy to compete all the time because at the end of the day, if he's going to be great at it, he's going to be great at it on his accord. And when I know he's super focused, then I can put the push, And again, I'm not his instructor, so to speak. I'm not actively in the school on a daily basis.
In his school,
like I was before. So, these guys are his instructors. So I get to kind of be a dad and, kind of enjoy that process. But if he gets focused and serious as he gets a little bit older, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm going to coach him up.
How old is he right now?
Man, he's 11 now, man. It's crazy. Time flies. That's
See,
my baby.
That's what's wild. Like, that's how old I was when I started karate training.
Yeah.
So, did anybody in your family do martial arts before you?
No, just me and my brothers.
See what I mean? Like, how am I to know for my kids that, like, their activity that they're, like, I don't know, maybe a national contender in is something completely different? Maybe they'll be like a table tennis player. Probably not, because I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like
Eastern European or Asian. I don't know.
Like me, I always look back at different things. Like I started hooping at a late age, and I see kids nowadays like they're crazy good. They're like 10 years old. I'm like, man, if I would have started playing when I was younger, maybe I could have been better. But I don't change any of that. You know, I started late. I enjoyed what I did. You know, martial arts, like I don't change my martial arts journey at all. Like I look back and I'm like, man, like I left sport karate in 2004, and, you know, a lot of the guys that, you know, I was fighting with in juniors, they started winning this and that. And, you know, I missed like 8 years really of sport karate where I really didn't compete regularly or really at a high level.
Think about it like this though.
And I'm like, man, like if I would have stayed in it, maybe I could have been better. Like maybe I could have
but look at it this route though.
But I don't change it, because what I did when I went to go fight full contact ultimately shaped me as an instructor, right? And how I teach my students and what I bring to them, and the value that experience for me. So I don't change any of that, man. So I look at it very similarly with my children.
Well, no, I think that's a great way to bring it up, because I was gonna say, like, look at it this way. Like, I'm older than you, and your youngest is 11.
Yeah,
my youngest is 6 months old.
Yeah, you late, man.
It's a lot harder.
I'm good, brother.
Right? It's a lot harder. Yeah, 40, 41, doing no sleep.
Yeah.
So it's priorities, man. You had good priorities. You also found Jamie when you were a lot younger than when I found Lindsay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's good. Hey, family's good though?
Everybody's good, man. Can't complain, man. Kids getting old, getting big, you know, and can't complain, brother.
That's cool, man.
You know,
dude, this was good hanging, man.
Nah, it's always good, man. It's always good to chop it up and talk. I don't really know. Jeff usually keeps us more on a strict schedule. We were kind of all over the place. I don't know if we got very many views.
Oh my gosh, if Jeff were here during this, Jeff would lose his mind.
He commented earlier, man. But
yeah,
he probably flipping out like, yo, this is the worst inside scoop show ever. I'm never having Obeda on again.
No, I think the other thing is I'm never letting Alex do this thing without me again.
Oh man, yeah, it's all good.
But see, now people get it; they understand.
Hey, but you know what I feel would be great though. Maybe a post-Atlanta show prior to the U.S. Open, and maybe have a few of the judges.
I would love. That's what I would love to have you and Jero on for that, to really see.
But not even just me, like other like judges, man. Like the judging crew that they're gonna have. Like they might do like a special release of, hey, here's all the judges. I don't want to say anything, but like you might want to bring on a couple, and not just fighting judges, man. Maybe some forms and weapons judges, and just get like just perspective and results and predictions maybe for the Open. Might be kind of cool, man. So I'm just throwing that out there for maybe content, man. You know,
you're either onto something or you're on something.
That's it, man. That's it, man. Absolutely.
Yo, brother. Good hanging.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right. Good luck. Are you fighting this weekend?
This weekend?
Yeah.
No, sir. I'm actually coming to your neck of the woods this weekend.
You want to be in Chicago?
Yeah. Saturday, I fly up to Chicago.
You're just telling me now?
Yeah, for work.
Oh, all right. You're going to do the same type of thing you were doing last time?
Yes, sir. I'll text you, though. I'll text you.
All right, word. Cool.
I'll be there a little bit longer this time, but yeah, I'm flying up Saturday morning. I'll be there through Wednesday.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman. This is not Jeff Doss. This is
I'm
my
not
guy,
Jeff.
Abid Benwali.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, guys.
This is Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff.